Hello guys, my name is Game Runner X or GRX, and I'll be running Ninja Gaiden 2 2008. This is provided to you by Hackstone. This is a new game plus parts of the warrior difficulty, sight only, so no other weapons, just the sight. No saves, no skips, so no glitches, so no exploitation, as I didn't really know how to do any kind of exploitation as it is. So right here at the beginning, I'm just doing mostly throw tech. So here I made a mistake. I was meant to save the game in order for the door to get unlocked. So I had to come back, save it, then get to the door. Around the time when this game was released, this was one of the first games for the Xbox 360. So it wasn't really optimized in terms of the game engine. So what happens in this game is that there's so much enemy on screen that the game literally just lags so bad. So it only does that when there's so much enemies on the screen, and that's gonna happen a lot, because I will be skipping or avoiding most of the enemies, so I could just get to point A to point B as quick as possible. But if I feel it lags, like the lag is unbearable, I will try and kill most of the enemies on the screen. I will be collecting most of the items in this game, especially the life items. They will be helpful because this game is very difficult. Even on normal difficulties, it's still pretty hard. Right there, I made a mistake. I pressed the buttons too early, so lost a few seconds right there. As you can see, I'm just gonna run past most of the enemies just for speed's sake. I use the Phoenix or I can't remember the name, but I use the Phoenix special to try and clear a lot of enemies. But I noticed that using the Phoenix increases the lag, so I didn't know any other option. I could have gone up the stairs, but I would be attacked anyway, and I would have dropped. So yeah, I just stayed there. Over here we had button response issues and camera issues. That's another thing you're gonna notice in this run. I would come across like a box or maybe a door or something, and the prompts, to interact with the objects does not respond. So you will see me, like just moving around trying to activate something, and it's not working. So you have to bear with me. Most of the time I try to do the flying swallow, but he ends up just doing the normal jump and attack, a Y attack. Over here I underestimated how many enemies were in this stage, so obviously, as you can see, the gates is not opening because there's still some enemies that were not killed, so I had to go back and kill them. By the way, in that room there's like a red essence and maybe a box with life, with some life, spiritual life. In this particular arena, there's some spawning yellow essence. So basically the game is teaching you how to use your yellow essence. So it spawns a lot of yellow essence. So I just come in here, jump and hold down Y halfway, so it charges faster and just kill all the enemies. In this arena, I can't go down the well because there's like an invisible wall at the well, so I have to kill all the enemies. Then it activates the shop, and I could go down. Right here, I kill the bats because they just give me, essence, yellow essence, blue essence, whatever essence. So as much essence I could get. Right there, I missed the ledge, so I just dropped. That's like 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 3. I realized that right here it's not necessary for me to come all the way to the end of the catwalk just to get blue essence or spiritual life. I could have just dropped down from here and save some more time. So from here I just run past all the enemies and it triggers the cutscene. Once again, I kill most of the enemies in this level. Number 1, to reduce life. Number 2, to get as much essence as possible. So basically yellow essence is like the money in this game. So the more yellow essence I get, the more money I have, and that money I could upgrade quicker and buy items. So yeah, right now the frame rate is pretty stable, so I could go, but essence. So right here, kill these enemies, get more essence. As it is, I think I have enough to upgrade this site to level 2. So once I get rid of this enemy, the shop is activated and bang, upgrade. And this game, money management is very essential. Otherwise, if you don't manage your money well, it will be difficult for you to upgrade your weapon and have enough essence to buy, life, health packs and all that stuff. So you will find yourself dying a lot if you don't have enough health. So here for this boss, there's a technique I use. So basically I use the Phoenix, then I jump X and Y, jump X and Y. That particular attack has invisibility frame, so once Hayabusa is in the air spinning around with his sights, there's some invisibility frames on that, so the enemy cannot attack me. But this wasn't really the best example, as the guy hit a lot. towards the end I showed the time, so you know, just for proof. So the time that's been calculated, and that's the, I don't know, I'm not really sure how you time this game, but that's the way I'm timing it, using the in-game timer. So yeah. Right there, the dog, these dogs, you don't really have to fight them, just run past them, get in the water. There's a water technique, like you run on the water and you dash, you perform a flying swallow if you have like a dragon sword. But I did not use it there because there's enemies nearby, and just like that, the flying swallow technique, it homes in on enemies. So if I did it in the water, I would either backtrack because there's enemies behind the dogs or the archers. So right here I came in this room because obviously I needed to get life upgrade, and the devil mushroom. All these items, they do come in handy. The problem is that once you get in this room, it locks itself and you have to kill these enemies to get the door open. That was a big whiff right there. So I was just experimenting to see if that move would kill multiple enemies, but it seems like it could only take one person. But in that instance, it didn't even touch anybody. So right here is gonna lag a lot because I'm gonna try and run past all these enemies, go up the stairs, and you see right there I got stuck, you know, in between walls and all that stuff. That's gonna happen regularly because this game's detection is not so accurate, and the camera is really bad. Like the camera is another enemy basically. It's something else you're gonna have to really try and control, you know, for you to get the best angle. Yeah, the lag is so bad. At some point here I decided to just take care of most of the enemies so I could get a stable frame rate again. Problem with using this site is the ultimate technique. To charge the ultimate technique, there's so much frames in charging the ultimate technique that Ryu could be interrupted and you just lose the charge and you have to do it again. So that could be a big waste of time. So obviously the best way is to do, I don't know if there's a particular term for it, but you jump in the air, throw the projectile. Before you land, you're already charging, so you're holding the Y button already. As soon as you land, the frames are reduced, so it makes the charge quicker. Right here, there's like a little invisible wall around this hole, so it's like there's a particular spot you need to get around to fall through the roof. I do have to clear those enemies so I could concentrate and focus on shooting these arrows. Right here I believe I shot on the dots, but no show, so second shot and wait for this gate to drop. I don't know if there's a skip right here, but once you drop to the floor, another boss fight with the Spider Clan boss, whatever it is. So same technique, Phoenix, and jump XY, invisibility. The only change right now is this enemy is included, so I need to clear some of the enemies on the screen. See right there, that ultimate technique grabs only one character, so it's pretty useless compared to the other one. It clears multiple enemies. So yeah, I have to go back there to get the devil mushroom. And there we go again, stuck on the wall. During the speedrun, I'm trying to, dash. Just dash and jump, dash and jump, dash and jump. So my focus is on just moving fast. So it's like sometimes it would look like I'm not blocking. I'm just running straight into the enemies, but what I'm trying to do is just run past everyone, dash, jump, dash, jump, dash, jump. So sometimes the enemies get lucky and stop me and attack, so it slows me down a bit. This roams with the stones, the yellow stone and the red stone. If you notice, I do try to get to the stone as quick as possible, but the enemies get in my way. There's a lot of obstacles as it is right now, so I have to clear it and get close enough to the stone so I could interact and pick it up. So right here, once you put both stones, immediately jump B if you have the arrow equipped. So he auto aims at the orb, the glowing orb. So as I said, I don't know if there's a skip for that whole sequence, but because I don't know about skips in this game, I just ran it normally. I did some research, on forums and the internet basically on speedrunning this game, and there isn't really much information about speedrunning this particular Ninja Gaiden 2. There's a lot of Ninja Gaiden Sigma tips and all that stuff for the PlayStation, but there isn't really much walkthrough or guides for well, there is guide, but in terms of speedrun there isn't much tips and tricks for the Xbox 360 2008 version. So I pretty much kinda had to do this myself. Obviously with the help of Hackstone. He's played this game a lot, so he knows, you know, some techniques and all that stuff. This boss right here, the second try, I killed him within 3 seconds. But for some reason I was having problems here, and I did something stupid. I used an ultimate technique. He dodges that straight away. So the best way to beat this boss with his sights is to just Y. Rinse and repeat, Y block. Just keep doing that. And in this level, there's basically at the beginning of this level, Ryu kills a dragon. So when the level starts, you see me collect an essence. So that's the dragon he kills in the cutscene. And this level is basically filled with bats, just humanoid bats, and a lot of ninjas. So once you get to this rooftop, in this particular run of this stage, I made a mistake of staying to the right. If you stay to the right hand side where you see me at right now, where the arrows are, the dragons, like the flying dragons, will spawn once these enemies are killed. So basically, if I kill the last enemy on the right hand side of this rooftop, the dragons will spawn. If I kill the enemies on the left hand side, the flying dragons will not spawn, and I would just have to deal with the archers. As you can see, the dragons they spawned and they're throwing fireballs and all that. So. But if I kill the last enemy, or kill the last batch of enemies on the left side, they would not spawn, and I would just need to deal with the archers on the opposite side of the rooftop, or across the rooftop. So right here I made a mistake. I dropped down just trying to kill this enemy, and I'm having issues with the camera here, so yeah, go back up and have to deal with these flying dragons. Otherwise I could have stayed on the left side and they would not spawn. So a technique for using the arrows multiple times is jump in the air, press B, jump in the air, B, and as soon as you land, I could press B again, so I could shoot the arrows 3 times in a row. So you jump B, land B, and that's 3 shots in one go. I'm not sure how many dragons there is on this stage, but they are just jump B. Ryu automatically aims, his auto aim just kills them. And right here I need to take out this archers, otherwise I could scale the rope or the line, whatever you call it. But if they shoot me, I would drop down to the pit below, and dogs will spawn and more ninjas will spawn. So it's best for me to kill these enemies, so I could focus on crossing. Usually this box is the items vary. You know, you could get blue essence with regenerates your life, or you could get food. At this part there's a particular routes I take. So usually when I take this route that goes to the left, these humanoids, these bat humanoids are not supposed to spawn. They're basically despawn. But for some reason they spawned right there, so maybe I didn't take the part the right way. So right here I need to clear the arena for me to proceed. And these bats, they are pretty ruthless. They will jump towards you, grab you, and hammer you on the floor. Most of the time they would just dash and grab you and spit fireball in your face, or they would just jump and punch you like that, and it's a heavy attack, so it would knock you down. So you need to be on your feet most of the time. You need to be fast moving to take care of them. So in this underground level there's a particular path that I take anyway. So I get here, get this upgrade. Yeah, I need to clear the enemies here so I can focus on climbing the ladder. Otherwise, if I don't clear them, I could try and climb the ladder, but I could get knocked down by one of these bats, these humanoid bats. So yeah, I've tried it many times, and yeah, I do need to clear the enemies for me to move on. Once again, the boxes are random. Some boxes will give you life, but it depends if it gives you spiritual herb or blue essence. And some boxes give you red essence or the red mushrooms. So it's not random per se, but it is random what you get. Right here, I jump up the ledge and drop back down to lure the enemies on the other side, so I could kill them right here on the spot. Because if I went up the ledge and continued, there's like platforms I need to jump across, and the enemies on those sides could knock me down into the water, and I would just have to backtrack and get back to this area. So I had to lure the enemies on the other side over here so I could kill them and proceed. For some reason, I felt that I had to open this box and get some whatever is inside. So I don't know. It looks like a waste of time. I had to kill the enemy at the down there that I deliberately dropped, so I could kill the enemy so I could get essence and have some money to try and upgrade. But as I see here, I don't have enough to upgrade, so I just decided to pick up some life items, some spiritual life and all that stuff. Right here I switched to the bomb, or the explosive Shoryuken, and throw it immediately at the fan. So right here I'm trying to get those archers with the explosive Shoryuken before I climb the ladder. Otherwise they could hit me while I'm trying to climb the ladder and interrupt my progress. It's like I almost got hit, but luckily I didn't. And the guy across the room to the left, I just wait for him to, shoot again across. Swimming in this game is a little bit finicky, so because I'm using this sight, I just hold Y and he does that spinning attack in the water and that propels him forward. So it works for me and it seems faster, so I don't really swim, I just use that attack to propel me. Right there, I didn't realize I killed the enemy with one shot, so I was a bit dumbfounded. At this spot, I'm not sure if just skip But you know, as I explained, I don't really know much skips, so I just came all the way here and get all the enemies together so I could kill them and get a lot of essence and proceed. Obviously, before I could use this door, I need to clear the enemies around it. This guy, he drops down, so I felt that, okay, I need to get him so the store could be usable. Well, he dropped down and I didn't want to drop down, you know, and backtrack. But luckily the store was usable. Maybe he despawned or something, I'm not sure. It was kind of weird. So once again, I didn't have enough to upgrade. I have done previous runs where at this particular level I had enough money to upgrade, but I died a lot. So this final run, I unfortunately did not manage my money well, so I didn't have enough to upgrade. So I have to wait till I think the next level or so to upgrade. So there is a boss right after this enemies, but you need to walk down the subway to activate it. I tried walking down, avoiding the enemies, but it does not activate the boss fight. So you have to kill these enemies first, then you need to walk down and the boss fight is triggered. As you can see, these bats humanoids are very dangerous. When there's a lot of them, it's pretty hard. And right here I'm just doing a mixture of the flying swallow and the jump X and Y attack. The best weapon for this enemies is the lunar staff. Well, I'm not switching weapons in this run, so I'm just making do with what I have. Right here, I forgot that I had to go the other way. This particular boss, I died so many times, even though the technique of fighting this boss is pretty simple. It just wasn't working for me. Normally you're supposed to shoot arrows at the head, just like this, but it just wasn't working. The damage was so little, and you know, I died so many times. So this particular run, I just decided to go all out. As you can see, I tried it. I was trying it a little bit, trying to use the arrow technique, but it just wasn't working. So I just decided to go up close and personal and fight this boss, just not to waste so much time. See right there, I got juggled. So that was the problem I was having. If you stay at a particular distance and the boss is facing you, he will shoot his cannons, and the cannons can juggle you. So you do have to be close to him, and it was rough basically. So I'm forced to use my 1000 gods right there. That's why throughout the levels I try and collect items, because the items are very useful. Otherwise you'll just find yourself dying and dying and dying and dying and wasting time. So you can see I'm trying to get as close as possible and do a flying swallow, because it's a lot more damage. As you can see, it works way better than using arrows. And this boss, it has the cannons, it has the shock, it has the fishes, and it has this blue face. So right here I activate the Inferno, so I have a lot of frame invisibility, so the face, that blue face, did not cause too much damage. See right here, I'm trying to do the flying swallow, but it just kept getting me with the electricity, and the blue phase causes a lot of damage as well. So I'm surprised I survived that actually. Obviously shooting from behind doesn't really do much. So that was the nail in the coffin, and I run over to deliver the final blow, and voila, boss is done.
So right here, once again, I'm trying to get more essence, more yellow essence. So once I get to this area on the wall, there's a yellow sign. As you can see right there on the right, there's a yellow sign. So once I get to that spot, that's where I kill most of these enemies, because further down, if I run past this yellow sign further down the subway, these enemies despawn and the bats humanoid spawn. So I don't want to lose my opportunity to make more yellow essence. So I take out these enemies before I go further down. As you see, this bat humanoid spawn as soon as I walk past the yellow symbol. So one thing I try to do here is I try to kill the last enemy close to the gate that opens, so I don't waste time walking there after I kill the enemy. I thought this was the last enemy, and yeah, it's the last enemy actually. So I had to look around quickly to make sure it was the last one, and the gate opened. This room is another case of clear the enemies, and you can proceed. So yeah, I have to clear the enemies before I could enter the room behind me right here and pick up an item, then proceed through the levels. Sometimes you could notice I'm trying to do the charge technique, but it doesn't register sometimes, so I end up doing some silly move rather than a charge up technique. At this point there is exploding barrels right here. I could move on, like I could go to the left and pick up this item without shooting the barrels, but these enemies would still somehow come through the gate and attack me anyway, so I just blow up the barrels, get the item and get some essence. Otherwise I could proceed right here. But I'm trying to get some money, so I get as much money as I can and continue my journey. These dogs normally I just avoid them. I don't fight the dogs, but they are very fast and annoying. So to clear them off me, I use the Phoenix. As you can see, I'm trying to move, but they're just interrupting. I'm just trying to go up the ladder to the side, but as you can see, that might not be possible, so I need to clear some of the enemies in order for me to move freely up the ladder. once I get up the ladder, jump back, collect this, I don't know what's in here, an upgrade or something. Okay, talisman. I activate that straight away. That jump is quite precise, so I take my time doing it. Otherwise I've fallen down many times trying to make that jump. Right here I made the mistake of I think I upgraded the Phoenix also. I was meant to upgrade the Inferno, as that's one of the most powerful attacks in the game. Once again right here, I felt this was a waste of time, as I could move on, but I think I need to get more essence, more yellow essence, because at some point in this level I could go forward, but I decided to drop down and fight more bats, humanoids, to get more essence. Then I go up the stairs. So right here, once I get this item, I could go up, but I decided to go down so I could fight more enemies and get my essence. Otherwise I could have just gone up and proceed from there. Well, I came here because of the life of gods and more enemies. But at some point during this run, I realized that I don't really need I didn't need the life of god, the single life of gods, because I didn't really get to use them anyway at the end of the game. So it was sort of a waste of time picking them up. And as always, when it comes to these bat enemies and ladders, usually I have to kill the enemies first before I scale the ladder. Otherwise they could hit me with the fireball or like just jump and punch me off the ladder. So right here, I come back all the way to get this spiritual life and get some essence before I get to the mini boss right under the bridge. This mini boss, I've had many attempts of this boss, particularly because of the beginning. As soon as it starts, he either grabs me right there, he either grabs me or he uses like a sonic wave attack, and that kills me straight away with the life I had. once he does that sonic wave attack, I just die. And die and die and die. So luckily he grabbed me here. I do have to be careful with the stumps. So I could attack and just make sure I'm ready to block the stumps. Because those stumps, they take a lot of life. So we just run past here, avoid the kamikaze dragon, but they got me anyway. They usually get me, the kamikaze flying dragons. So right there I got stuck. The camera was too slow and I just got stuck in the wall. Usually when I have a bunch of enemies, I usually try and gather them up and use the shredding, I can't remember what this is called, but like this blade tornado attack to decapitate most of them and just get essence from there. So you can see all this yellow essence. So right here I have a particular path. Oh, I just take the paths that you need to take. Just so you don't get lost and attacked. Right, I go right across this room, pick up this item. So once I get it, I try to clear most of these enemies so I can enter the lift in the middle. Well, as you would see, I had some problems trying to get inside the lift. There's just so many enemies. So right there, that quick pause, basically I'm checking how much money I have, if I have enough to upgrade. So I was just a little bit shy of I think 30,000 or so. So once I kill these enemies and get the yellow essence, then I'm good to go on the final upgrade. So think I have enough yellow essence. Yeah, 30,000.
And I'm good. So right here you just yeah, just do that all the way to the top. Forget taking the stairs. This boss, whatever his name is, anyway, this boss is pretty easy. Just did this technique, jump XY, jump XY, jump XY, and that just more or less stunned him throughout. And the invisibility helps. Jump XY, invisibility, and it works great on him. This level, this is when we finally see the wolf fiend. So right there, the slaughter all the civilians, and Ryu Hayabusa kills a few of them and continues on his journey to stop the greater fiend. So these wolves, they're not really too much of a threat. You could just walk past all of them. You don't really need to fight them in this particular level anyway. There is a point where I had to fight them. I could just go through the level without fighting them. So this part I come all the way back here to get the spiritual life and go back. And then go left from here. Go left. Then I just go all the way to the pond. Then I come across this worm-like creatures. But I don't really need to fight them. I just keep going. So because I avoided these enemies, the wolves, throughout this stage, they do follow me. So the game lags a lot through this particular water level. So I could, as you saw, I switched to the Dragon Sword to do the speed boosts. But if you notice, there are mines, like water mines in the water. So, and that move, that flying swallow move, it's an auto aim attack. So it homes in on any enemies close by. So I avoid doing it. And there are some sea worms, or whatever you call them, sea worms in this level. As it is, I think some of them are behind me right now, but you don't see them. So if I do the dash, I would actually dash backwards towards them. And right there, there's wolves. There's like wolves on the upper level. So basically throughout this whole stage, the wolves are just there. Like, actually, I don't know if you can see them, but they're at the gate, just there waiting for me. I'm not sure if there's a faster way through this particular level, crossing the bridge and all that. you can't jump off the edge of the bridge because there's an invisible wall. So here I need to kill these enemies because they are a pain on a water level. They would chase you to the end and just attack you, and you drop in the water and you have to swim your way back up to the surface. So I need to kill them just as quick as possible. So right here, this is another case of poor heat detection. So as you could see, right, you failed to grab any of the ledge, and I got hit by a mine. So luckily there was no second enemy mine in the water, so I was real lucky right there. So I need to clear this room before I could proceed. So right here, I take this pat, get the life, avoid the enemies, get more life, and go down the level, go down underground. As you can see right here, I'm trying to get past these enemies, but they're being a pain. Right here, I made a mistake of not staying in the middle, so I didn't drop down straight away. I got stuck on the edge. Usually this particular part is done flawlessly, but I made a mistake and I was stuck trying to get down and fight the enemies and all that stuff. This game, I don't know, it seems like it's longer than Gaiden 1. There's just more things, more levels or so. I'm not sure if there's more levels, I don't think so, but I think the levels are a bit longer. So right here, the particular part I take, just as soon as I drop down, just go straight and try and avoid these fishes. So once you get here, open that chest and that's the boss. But this fish does not want me to do a speed run. So once you get this skull, bang, cutscene, and you fight this dragon, this water dragon. So here I just rinse and repeat, but at some point I dropped below the water, so yeah, right here, and I didn't have time to try and get back to the surface and do that move, so I just kept doing this. Just hit Y. But yeah, I've done that boss way quicker than that. Unfortunately, I dropped below and wasted time. So right here, straight away, Phoenix and the windmill Shoryuken, they work well against this ghost fish or whatever you call it. Some of them get past the Phoenix somehow. Well, just shake them off, and once you shake them off, the Phoenix takes care of the rest. So here I'm trying to be careful with the jumps, because I've had some instances where I actually drop down and I need to do all that again, so it's best for me to just take my time and jump precisely so I don't waste any more time. Right here I get upgrade Demon Seal, and finally I get a level 3 Inferno, so I could now target 3 enemies in one go and it causes more damage. Most of the time it's a one-hit kill on enemies. So right here I just run across this hill, run, then those enemies despawn, then we get to this crabs, and for these crabs I just use ultimate technique attack. This particular ultimate technique kills multiple enemies, so if I do get a level 2, I kill more enemies. So once I clear these crabs, I go to a particular spot on the left side, then the mini boss spawns, or it triggers the mini boss. So just where the door is to the left right here, it triggers. Otherwise, if you kill the crabs, you could walk around and wait for a while to it triggers. So you need to be at that particular spot for this boss to trigger. And this boss is easy, just swing Y on his legs. But you do need to be careful. It could grab you like it tried to do there, tried to grab me, so I've managed to avoid that and finish it off. Yeah, at this point it's more or less precise platforming. So if if you notice, I had to take my time doing some of those jumps so I don't drop down and backtrack. Right here, I think it wasn't necessary for me to do that, and I stopped here because my desktop was about to shut down, so I had to stop that. So yeah, you have to come up on this roof. I'm not sure if you need to get that, but once you go on the roof, drop down, then this cutscene is activated and skip it, and you could continue from there. Right here, I didn't grab onto the ladder for some reason, so I ran on the roof. So I had to clear these enemies before I could grab the ladder. There's some glitch that happened here. As you could see, I got teleported to one spot, one side of the room when opening that door. I don't know if you could use that to your advantage. I didn't really see any way it could be used to my advantage. So right here, I go up, collect the spiritual life, come back down, glitch the door, get past this room to the right side. Then right here we'll stop and fight these wolves. Now this is when the wolves become a problem, because when you don't have an escape route, if you're stuck in the room with these wolves, it's difficult, because these wolves, they're very what's the word? They're very resilient. They don't really get stunned from the attacks. They just there's no stun animation or whatever, and they jump at you a lot. and grab you, and they throw their dead bodies towards you, and that causes so much damage. So you do need to be pretty agile to fight them. You can't stand in one spot. So basically I need to clear all the enemies so that a key could spawn. The reason I don't go through this door, I fight the wolves first. I fight the wolves first separately. Then I come here and fight this silver worms separately. Otherwise I could have come in here with the wolves and fight both silver wolves and worms at the same time. But that would be very difficult because I'm fighting two sets of enemies, and it could just be overwhelming for Ryu. So basically once I kill the last enemy in this room, then a key spawns and I proceed from there. Right here we fight the what ninjas it is, the I just call them the explosive ninjas, the black spider ninjas. These ninjas are very, very annoying. So whenever I see them, if I have the opportunity to avoid them, I would avoid them. Otherwise I would have to try and kill them so they don't follow me and keep throwing explosive projectiles towards me. I did have a situation, I think, in this, not here, just past this door and the chimney to the left that I need to go through. I did have a situation where I'm fighting, well, not fight, I tried to go past, avoid this the silver worms and this black ninjas, and on the chimney I just basically I tried to scale the chimney and I just got stuck because I was just getting projectiles up the ass from the ninjas, and I would just drop back down and the worms would attack me and projectiles again. So basically I was just stuck here trying to scale the chimney. So I just decided to kill all these enemies first before I scale the chimney. So right here, I need to get to that door. I do need to go to the door and try interact with it. Then those enemies come out the corner, and I have to kill the enemies. Then the key for the door spawns. But I come here so I could get this red essence and use the shop. So I don't necessarily have to come here. I could just stay at the door and kill the enemies. But I come here to use this store and get some essential goods. So right here we're gonna be trapped with some flying dragons right here. So yes, I personally switched to the Xbox blade and take care of these dragons. It's a lot faster, and arrows, it's a one-hit kill, basically one-hit kill on these dragons. So the arrows are pretty useless in this section. This boss, once again, just used the I used the invisibility of the Inferno. Right here I got stuck for some reason. I was trying to dash, but he would attack me, and yeah, I just got stuck for like 5 seconds or 10 seconds right there. So here, jump XY, but you can't keep doing that. You need to make sure that he doesn't grab you or whatever, because basically at some point he gets berserk and just does multiple attacks, so you need to watch out for that. So yeah, once you kill him, you now have to fight his minions. I'm not sure if this is timed or based on the amount of enemies you kill, but even if it's timed, you're gonna have to run around and avoid the attacks or fight back and get some essence while you're at it. So yeah, I just decided to just attack them. Almost died right there. Luckily, I had some life essentials. So this is basically where the difficulty of this game lies, especially for this the 360 version. The difficulty lies in just multiple enemies on the screen, and sometimes it's hard to know where the enemies are on the screen, so you need to be on your feet most of the time. So right here, I need to take out these guns. Some of these guns, they spawn twice. So once you take them out once, they spawn again, and you have to take them out again. So I'm just staying behind these barriers right here to avoid being shot. So after that cutscene, go behind the barriers and take out these enemies. This enemy is particularly right here I made a mistake. Felt I needed to come back all the way and replenish my arrows. I could have just continued, because at some point I do get these arrows all around this level, so I could have just left it. So yeah, I wasted time there. And those enemies, basically the enemies in this level use guns. It's automatic weaponry, so you need to be you need to be on your feet to fight them. Otherwise, if you're stationary, they will shoot you and you'll be stuck in an animation. So even if you block it, you'll be stuck in a block stun animation. So you need to just keep moving. From here on, enemies, most of the time enemies have to be killed in order for a door to be unlocked or something to be triggered to progress in this stage. Otherwise, I could just avoid all these enemies because I've more or less upgraded to the maximum. The only reason I would need to collect essence right now is to just buy items, life items. So there's still some points where I would kill enemies so I could get yellow essence. And I just realized that once I got a single life of God, I would activate it straight away. It was pointless because I could just collect them and activate them at some point when I needed them. So it was a waste of time doing all that. Right here is a control room. So I try to destroy the controls without killing most of the enemies, because that's more or less my task, just destroy the controls. As you could see, this guy got me in a block stun, so I just had to counter. This particular enemies, it's best to avoid their attacks because their attacks are heavy. They have heavy attacks, so once you get hit, if you get hit and you block it, it would break your guard, so right, you would be left open to attacks. So usually if your guard gets broken, it's best to just dash out of it so you could recover quicker from the broken guard. Otherwise, just avoid those enemies hitting you. Just jump around them and attack them. here they are like there are controls that I need to destroy and cells, like power cells, I need to blow up. So all these controls you see, I need to destroy them. Then destroy those power cells that you're seeing right there. So that basically affects the ship they're on right now. So the ship at some point is is now unable to fly, basically, because you destroyed the power cells and the engine and all that stuff. So the ship becomes unstable and starts to drop. So right here, I'm just trying to clear these enemies as quick as possible. Fly and swallow, heavy attacks. Just whatever it takes to kill them swiftly. And try to avoid those rocket guys. Otherwise, if you get hit with the rocket, you get knocked back, which is a waste of time. Right here, I could go on the ladder to the right, but once again, as you could see, I could get shot down. So I have to clear the enemies, then I could climb the ladder. And I just get stuck here trying to grab the ladder. The detection is pretty awful. So here I'm just replenishing on whatever is available. There's a box that contains one of the weapons, so just try and avoid that, otherwise you're just wasting your time opening the box. So here we're just running past everything, just as much as you can. Just run past, if it's possible, just run past all the enemies and just continue your progress, as it is a speedrun after all. So. Here, I'm not sure why I came to the shop. I'm not really sure, but yeah, that was another waste of time. during one of the runs, this particular part, I managed to despawn these enemies. So basically, there's something I did, but I couldn't remember what exactly I did. But I did something and it despawned all these enemies. But yeah, I just couldn't do it again for this sequence. So right here, we avoid the enemies. More cutscene. Sonya blows up the doors and whatever. You just continue through this catwalk. And as you can see the rocket, guys, you need to just try to keep moving. You know, try and jump around a lot to avoid the rockets. And if you get the chance, try and kill them. If you have to, otherwise they could just slow down your progress. This fight was difficult because of these black ninjas, these explosive ninjas. They just get in the way a lot, so I was trying to avoid them and just fight the main guy. But the black spider ninjas just made it impossible for me to focus on the main guy. So I had to fight them as well, you know, just to clear them off. I'm not really sure why I opened that box. Maybe I was just trying to buy time or something like that. As you can see, I'm trying to attack, but the sight is a heavy weapon, so the animation is a lot longer during the attack, so the enemies could interrupt, especially the spider ninjas. They could just interrupt the animation. One trick in this game is to, if you get stuck with an explosive, just hold block, and somehow Ryu could block an explosion that's happening in his body. So yeah, that's just how it works in this game. Right here, this armadillo boss is pretty easy. I just did the jump XY, but it's best to use the explosive Shoryuken. Just straight on his head. We attack. Right here, when it goes berserk, I try to use one of these attacks to give me invisibility, so he doesn't push me backwards with his transformation. these enemies with the rocket launchers, you could get juggled by the rockets, so just try and be on your feet, just keep moving. Right here in this area, there's a sequence. So basically, if you kill the enemies from the beginning of this part, you would have to fight more enemies. So basically, it will spawn more enemies, and you have to fight them. So I come to this area first, kill these enemies, then I go back, I kill these ones. So once I kill these guys, then there's a new set of enemies that spawn again right here. So usually once these ones are killed, the gate opens up. Otherwise, if it's done any other way, I would have to go back again and kill a different set of enemies. So yeah, it's just weird that I don't really get it, but yeah. So right here, I'm trying to use the explosive Shoryuken to reach those rocket guys at the top, but it wasn't really working. So I came up to try and kill them, but as you saw just there, I dropped down again by mistake. So I'm trying to jump on the wall. I'm trying to jump against the wall and use this side, throw this side to reach them. But that wasn't working either, so I just cleared these enemies down here first. As you can see, I get juggled a lot with those rockets, so it's best to kill them as quick as possible. And I'm not really using the nameful attack because I'm trying to preserve my ammo. Well, my ammo, whatever I have. I'm trying to use it wisely. These bombs, there's no particular paths that I have. I just try to dash out of the explosion as fast as I can. So yeah, I think this is where I was saving the Inferno. I was saving the Inferno for these enemies, just to try and clear them as fast as possible. As you saw there, I got interrupted trying to charge. So basically I need to buffer. I'm trying to do the buffer move as much as possible. So right there I buffered it perfectly. Well, as you can see, these enemies are relentless. And if an enemy is on fire, you do have to wait for them to burn out for them to actually be killed. So you have to wait for the fire to you know, fizzle away. Then they killed, so you have to wait. If you're waiting for a door to open, you have to wait for the fire to burn away or to burn out. So here, this again is a waste of time because I didn't get to use them at the end of the game. Usually I try to kill as much bats as I could just to get essence, you know, red, yellow, blue essence. Usually when you're in a blockstone, you could actually dash out of the blockstone just so you could recover quickly. Otherwise, if you're in a blockstone, you could your guard could be broken and you get attacked. So it's best to evade out of a blockstone so you could recover quicker. Right here, I'm not sure if there's a way you could skip going up the stairs and just glitch right through those gates to progress through the level without fighting the mini-boss. Otherwise, you have to come all the way up here, fight this mini-boss, then you go back down to the underground level. There's a point here in this particular arena where I killed this boss and there's like 2 rocket guys. So once the rocket guys are killed, then there's an entrance that appears. So I wasn't sure where the entrance, at this point I still wasn't sure where the entrance appears, so I was trying to look for the point and it's actually to the right there. So I was trying to look for it and make sure that I'm in the right spot after that cutscene. So as you can see, I'm trying to find it, and luckily I find it fast enough. Once again, getting stuck on the wall. Right here, I had issues trying to just walk across the water. So this ghost fishes and silver worms were giving me a hard time. I tried to kill them on this little land right here. Well, I felt time was being wasted, so at some point I tried to just go across the water. But as you can see, they just chased me down. That's why it was important for me to kill them first before I proceed. So basically I should have just stayed on the little land right there and killed all of them, then just go across. Yeah, right here, camera issues, and I just wasted time right there. So this next level, or this next stage, there's a lot of platforming within the clock. So there's a lot of gears that I need to climb and scale. And while trying to do the platforming, I encounter the ninjas. So the ninjas, basically I just try and kill them whenever I can, otherwise they could knock me back down to square one. So whenever I encounter the ninjas, I just try and kill them. As you can see right there, I got knocked down and just wasted time, so I need to try and kill them if I could. And platforming in this game is quite precise, as the hit detection is pretty terrible, and the camera angle or the camera is an annoyance, so it's best to just take your time. Once again, with this Ferris wheel, Hayabusa could not grab one of the ledges, so he dropped, and I think this happens one more time. So it was a big waste of time just trying to get past this wheel. So there you go. It's just not grabbing. That's the problem with some games. Some games are good, but they have flaws. You know, the game designers or coders and all that, they miss out on certain programming issues and all that stuff. So I don't know if you notice, as I'm trying to do this platforming, I'm constantly adjusting the camera as well, because the camera plays a big part in being precise. You see right there, I clearly jumped across the wheel or the gear, but for some reason I just didn't land properly and I fell in the middle. So yeah, it's just crazy. This boss, I'm not really sure about a particular pattern, but what I do, I messed up there. He got stunned and I just didn't seize the opportunity. So yeah, this particular boss, I just do the same thing, jump A, Y, jump A, Y, but I can't really do it on this boss, otherwise he would grab you. So you just need to see his pattern and know when he's gonna grab. And as you could see, most of the time on this bosses in the later levels, they could block nympho attacks. So yeah, these enemies I could avoid them, but yeah, and I need the essence, I need the money, so. Yeah, there's a particular part I take. I do take damage just so I could proceed. So as you can see, I'm hugging the walls a lot. And right here, I'm just switching weapons in between from Dragon Sword to Scythe, so I could do the boost with Dragon Sword and switch back to Scythe immediately if I'm gonna fight an enemy, so I don't mistakenly hit an enemy with the Dragon Sword. Otherwise, if I do hit an enemy with any other melee weapon, then I don't really get the weapon run, if that's how you want to say it. So basically here I'm just taking the parts, get past this level, I do collect items. Collect as much items as I can and just run through the parts of this level. So basically once the rocket guys are killed, that brings down the door and a different set of enemies appear. So right now the game has stopped. It's about to do that. But as you saw, the door comes down halfway, so I can't really go past until I kill this enemies. So what I do here, because fighting underwater is not really as stable as fighting on land, what I do here is I use the Xbox blade to change where I use direction, because it's auto. It's like an auto aim. Throwing the Xbox blade is an auto aim, so it switches where I use direction towards the enemy. So basically once I get towards the enemy, I can now attack. So basically I use it as a guidance. Right here I need to kill these enemies in order for me to scale to the other side, because I'm gonna climb a rope to get to the other side. So these enemies, they could shoot me down, and if I get shot down I will drop into the water below, and there's multiple mines. So it's best for me to kill these enemies. Right here I go just a little bit, then I go back. Once I get past this point, it spawns those two rocket launcher guys. Then I just take them out with their nympho. Sometimes the nympho misses one of them, so you have to make sure it actually hits both of them. Otherwise you could be trying to go across and one of the guys shoots the rockets and you drop. So right here I didn't get past the trigger point, so I'm just here charging for no reason. So now I got past the trigger point, and this, I don't know what you want to call these things, but these insects, these bugs, it's just a case of ultimate technique till you kill all of them. And usually the ultimate technique gives you a lot of yellow essence, so it's just the best way. That's the advantage of the site, using the site and getting maximum upgrade on this site. The site gives you on the highest level ultimate technique, the red level ultimate technique, it just destroys every enemy in its parts. So it kills multiple enemies, and it goes on for like few frames, like maybe 10 frames or so. So right here it slows down a bit, so I just had to kill some bugs and get some more money. And in this underground stage there's some, I don't know what you call those, but there's some nests that contains yellow essence, blue essence, red essence, whichever essence really is random. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the red essence, but I'm just getting yellow essence. It's good for me because I get more money, but I'm really trying to get red essence, and I don't want to go into my stock and use up what I have. So I'm trying to get some free red essence basically, so I could use my nympho attacks. And I need the nympho attack for this next boss because it gives me invisibility basically. So as you could see, I get free red essence, so I'm ready to proceed and fight the boss. This boss particularly, the reason I need red essence so I could use my nympho attack or the inferno attack, which gives me, as I said, invisibility, because this boss it could charge at you, and most of the time you could get unlucky. If it charges at you and grabs you, that's just like a one-hit kill straight away. It just runs you through the ground and you just die. You just see your life just deplete very fast. So when it gets close, I just do use my inferno attack. And as you can see, my technique is to use the circular motion. As you can see right there, that is that move that could kill you in one hit. So sometimes you have to mash the button to get out of that, but it doesn't work most of the time. So right here I'm using the circular motion ultimate technique because it has a lot of frames, and during those frames I have a lot of invisibility, so the enemy just can't really grab me from there. So I'm just trying to avoid the enemy grabbing me with his tongue like that move, because I've had many instances where I just die constantly from that move. So right here, for some reason I'm charging and I'm waiting, but the boss is not appearing for some reason. So I move forward to see if it comes through, but it's not coming through for some reason. I don't know, it decides to go into hiding for a bit. So I just decide to go forward, or go backwards, whatever. I'm just trying to get back to a position where the boss spawns, because as it is, it's like it stopped spawning. And I'm just looking out for the vibrations, but there's no vibration happening. Usually when there's a vibration, that's when the boss is coming. So right here I noticed that this bugs the spawn, so that means the boss was close by. And that's my way of taking care of that boss. Otherwise it's fairly easy. It's just the problem is that once it gets me in that grab, it grabs me in its mouth and runs me through the ground, that's usually a one-hit kill. So I'm just trying to avoid that. Right here I'm a bit lost. These fishes are also a pain, so I just run across here as quick as possible, just avoid those fishes. But at some point, once I finish buying from the store, I'm gonna activate like a. I'm gonna hit the gate. So there's a gate right here, or a door. Once I activate this door, it gets locked. So first of all, I need to take care of the enemies. So at first I thought, okay, I just need to take care of those zombie enemies. But once I take care of those zombie enemies, I realized that the door is not, it's still locked. So what it is that I have to actually take care of these fishes. I have to kill these fishes too. So I just come straight to the water and kill these fishes first, because they take a lot of time to kill. Basically, I cannot use the nameful attack on them. The only attack that works is using this gun. So I need to get on the water, use the gun, kill them. Once I kill these enemies, I could now go to surface and finish off the zombie enemies, and the door unlocks. So as you can see, it's a long process, so I just decided to come and do this first, then take care of the zombie guys after. And there is some spiritual life here, so I just grabbed that now that I got the chance. This enemy glitched out. I don't know why it glitched. It just looked weird and funny. Later on in the game, I realized that it's easier to actually kill these enemies with a charged up Xbox blade. So you would find out later on in the game that I have to fight them, and I just use that technique to kill them, because it's just quicker. It's usually a one-hit kill. And you need to be careful not to get hit or swung by this enemies. That causes a lot of damage, and they could grab you and just do whatever to you on the ground. So you just need to avoid that. So we are gonna fight two of Elizabeth's pets, two golden dragons, and this is one of the most annoying fights in this game, because not only do you fight the dragons, two of them, you also fight the the smaller dragons that spit fireballs at you. But the main enemy in this fight is the camera. The camera is so annoying in this particular fight because the camera is trying to focus on one of the enemies, and it does that automatically. Like once an enemy gets into focus, the camera would automatically focus on that enemy, so you may not be focusing on the enemy yourself, so the camera suddenly switches to another one, and sometimes the camera could glitch. It could glitch out. So what you have to do here in this fight is you have to manually control the camera yourself, even though it still gets override by the CPU. You constantly have to manually adjust the camera so you could focus on the enemy you're trying to fight. And these bosses, they also have a one-hit kill attack. So basically, in other words, this is one of the boss fights that I had to do so many times over and over again, simply because of the camera and the one-hit kill. There's a one-hit kill if you're not facing them, you know, you wouldn't know it came through. Basically, they breathe fire on you. I don't know, some kind of fire attack, and that just kills you straight away out of nowhere. So you need to see what they're doing. You need to watch their head and see what attack could be coming next. To be honest with you, some of you may be thinking, oh, I should have used the void. I can't remember what it is, but the name for that's like a fireball or like a kamehameha. It's called something dark void or something like that. Yes, I used it, but the problem is that I did not. My void was like level 1, so it's really weak. And at level 1, the void does not target. It's not auto target on the enemies. It just goes straight. So I used it many times, but it's too weak and it doesn't auto aim. So it was pretty useless. So what I should have done is upgrade the void nympho before fighting these enemies. But at this particular instance, I failed to upgrade it, so I had to do it the hard way. Basically, I had to do this fight the very hard way. So yeah, let's just sit back and enjoy the rest of this tedious fight. So 20 minutes. It's very long. To be honest with you, this run is not really, it's not optimized at all. It's not even, I would say it's not even up to 60% optimized. There's still a lot that could be done. So right here we're just trying to run past these enemies. As you could see, one of them almost knocked me down that ledge, but luckily I wasn't knocked down, so I just run past these enemies, and there's another ledge that I need to scale right here. Otherwise, if I miss that, I'm gonna fall and I would have to get back up. So this enemy it's a lot easier to kill them with explosive Shoryuken. It doesn't necessarily kill them with one hit, but it could decapitate them, and you could just finish them off from there. So yeah, basically I need to clear this little arena of these enemies for me to proceed. This level itself is pretty, it's easy, it's not too difficult. This acid right here does damage, obviously, so I should stay here on this little stone and just use the infinite explosives to take out these enemies. By the way, those worm enemies, a lot of them are actually glitched. There's like some of them that spawn and they despawn and spawn and despawn again. So it's strange, and when they spawn, the model of the enemy actually sticks out. I don't know how to explain it, but the enemy model sticks out of the ground so much. So basically, it's the programming. It's just a case of bad programming on the side of those particular enemy models. So they glitch, like they glitch in and out. As you can see, that's one of them. So they spawn and despawn, spawn and despawn. So basically, they could be very hard to attack because they're constantly spawning and despawning. But luckily, the damage remains the same. So if you inflict damage on them and they despawn, it still retains the damage. So once they spawn again, you could just continue from where you left off. So as you could see, the hit detection right here is it's a bit finicky. So I managed to hit the big button on the ground, and right here is a demon seal. So with that, I'm gonna upgrade the void. So right here, I'm just trying to run past all these enemies while trying to grab items at the same time. As you can see, the game's lagging right now, but once I get past this point, I think it despawns the enemies, so the frame rate is back to normal. As you can see, it's very difficult to navigate through levels when it lags. But this, I think, let's see, after this level, yeah, I think the next level is just an example of how bad this game could be when it lags just real slow. So right now I'm gonna fight a single golden dragon, and it's very easy from here because I upgraded my void, and I just used the void and arrows, and that's it. It's finished. Finito. So as you can see, it's a lot easier because there's less enemies on the screen and the focus is now on one single enemy, so it's a lot easier. As you can see, that damage, the void is just perfect for these enemies. And obviously you get, anytime you activate your nympho, you get invisibility, so it helps. And right here, I got to this chest early, so it glitched out. So I was confused, thinking, okay, I didn't open it, so how do I open it? It wasn't giving me the interaction, so I was confused. So I just thought, okay, maybe I got whatever's inside anyway, so let me just go and place it on this wall, and it worked. So if I had known that glitch happened before actually, and I just used that glitch as an advantage, but it happened in a different way. I can't really remember how it happened. So in this instance, I got confused because it happened in a, you know, in a different variation. So I got confused here, so I didn't use it to my advantage. But yeah, it just saves you basically that glitch just saves you the time of actually opening the chests, and then the screen popping up telling you that, yeah, you got this. So right here, I tried to get the enemies in one spot and kill them with a shot of the void. But the void only managed to kill one of them, so I had to take care of the rest. But these enemies, they're stupid as well, because not all of them actually followed me. Just few of them followed me, and some of them are still back there in the hallway, so I had to come back out this way and kill them. As you could see, there's still one all the way there, so I had to come back all the way to this hallway and kill all of them so I could proceed. Elizabeth is very fast, and her dashes, you need to try and block her dash, otherwise her dash knocks you right down to the ground. So if you block it, your guard will get broken, but you could dash out of the guard break to recover quicker. So for me, my pattern is just flying swallow, and once she gets stunned, I just attack from there, and I use the Inferno to try and get her, because the Inferno has auto aim properties, so it could follow her wherever she lands. Sometimes she dodges it, but most of the time it gets her. And you need to try and avoid her grab. There's a particular grab move that she does. If she gets you with that grab move, it could take like 80% of your life. So this is the level that it's so bad. This is the most laggy level in the game ever, especially if you're speedrunning it. It's just so laggy, because if you're speedrunning it, you're gonna have to avoid all these enemies. It spawns, I think this level particularly spawns the most enemies out of all the levels. So you're not gonna waste your time trying to kill all of them. You're gonna have to just avoid most of them. And by doing so, by avoiding most of the enemies, the game starts to lag a lot, and there's explosions and particle effects and everything that's happening, so it just it all adds up to the lag. So it's as it is, it's a big struggle to try and navigate through this level. You have to be really patient, as it is, to do this level particularly, and you need to be able to block the explosives at the same time, because even though you're running past, avoiding all the enemies, most of them still get you with the explosives. So you just need to be on point. You need to, if you see you got an explosive on your arm, your body, whatever, just be ready to block. So that's what makes this game difficult, particularly, is because this version it spawns a lot of enemies. They decided to just throw in as much enemies as possible. So in Ninja Gaiden Sigma for the PlayStation, or Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma for the PlayStation, they actually reduced the amount of enemies that is on screen. So I'm not sure if Sigma is more easier than the original version. So right here, these enemies, their AI does not activate. So they're just, as it is, they're just models that are waiting for a command. But I kill them anyway, because if I proceed without killing them, they would get their AI back and they would come and attack me, and the dogs spawn right here. So I would have the dogs and those spider ninja against me, and it could be very, very hairy. So I have to kill them so I could fight these dogs solely. But I'm not trying to fight the dogs, I'm just trying to avoid them and grab an item right here. You don't necessarily have to grab that head, that statue head. You don't really need to get it, but I pick it up anyway because I get some items. The items, I felt I needed them as they would help. But if you manage your money well, you don't really need to get the head and get the extra items. The items are just basically life essentials. So right here, I need to come to this room and open this door. Then I need to go back for the level to trigger the next part of the level. So basically, I have to go back and forth. I'm not sure if there's a way to break that sequence particularly, but yeah, I just did it. I just come here, go back, and come here again. So then you fight these spider bosses. So right now, from here on, basically, whenever I get to a store, it's just the usual, just stack up on health essentials and weaponry and all that stuff. One reason I come back here is to get this red essence so I could take out most of these enemies. And obviously I get some money, some yellow essence by taking them out. And I need to take them out so I could place his head on the statue, otherwise they could be an obstacle, but they have been an obstacle during some of my other runs. Basically, at some point I was thinking maybe I should kill some of the enemies to reduce the lag, but there's just so many enemies that it's really pointless killing them, because you will just waste your time trying to kill most of the enemies. So you just have to persevere and keep moving on. Even though it's laggy, just keep moving on. At some point you're gonna get to a point where the enemies despawn anyway, and the frame rate would get back to normal. So as you could see here, once I got up this ledge, the frame rate more or less came back to normal. So I'm guessing most of those enemies at the bottom despawned. So here I have to kill some of this, well, I have to kill all the enemies right here, because they do follow me outside. So yeah, as I'm navigating through these sets of rooms and hallways, I am gonna get outside at some point, and there's a rope I need to scale. So as usual, if I'm gonna scale the rope, I'm gonna have to make sure that the area is clear, so I don't get knocked down and, you know, get back to square one and all that stuff. So as you can see, fighting these enemies that's why it's essential that you have to stack up on life essentials, otherwise you're just gonna lose your life greatly, and at some point you would die if you don't have lives to recover. You see right there, camera issues. For some reason, when you scale in a rope and your camera suddenly is facing one side, it changes the direction of Ryu. So you have to make sure your camera is facing the right spot so you could move forward correctly. So right here it's a dead end because you are meant to kill a particular set of enemies or a particular number of enemies for a cutscene to activate. But to be honest with you, I'm not really sure how many enemies you had to kill for the cutscene to activate, so I'm just killing however many I can. Or I'm not sure if there's any other way of doing it, if you have to kill the enemies, or maybe you just go to a particular point and it activates the cutscene. But I just didn't find out during my progress of running. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why you have to stack up, because during this level there's a lot of instances where you actually have to sit down and fight like 200 or 50, 100, 300 enemies, and it's difficult with so many enemies on the screen and they're attacking you from all directions, so you have to make sure you're stacked up on life. So in the moment now, the cutscene is gonna activate. So what happens there in the cutscene, if you don't know, is that the old man, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the old guy anyway, he comes to help Hayabusa and kills most of the enemies, and from there they chit-chat a little, and Hayabusa, sorry, the old guy gives Hayabusa some rice cakes. So the rice cakes basically is help, and from there he continues on his journey. So as it is right now, we're approaching like a graveyard of the fallen soldiers and all. So these dogs, as you know, they are quite fast, so I'm just avoiding every enemy, but the dogs are an obstacle, so they keep interrupting me, you know. But I just continue anyway. I would have activated my Phoenix Namefall, but I had a feeling that would just slow down the game a lot more, so I didn't really bother to activate it. Besides, I didn't have enough red essence to. I didn't want to waste red essence. Basically, I don't have enough red essence, and I need it. Normally it's best to wait for this guy to finish his attack animation, because during his attack animation, if you block it, he could guard break you and knock you down to the ground. So try and dash away when he's doing his attack animation and just wait for him to finish, then that's your opening to attack him. But whatever, he's pretty random anyway, so yeah, getting stuck on the wall again. 2 armadillo mini bosses right here, so just use the explosive Shoryuken and just take out one of them. By the time you know it, one of them is already dead, just like that. And repeat the same on the next one. Just throw your Shoryuken towards the head anyway. Right there, you saw the armadillo grab me in his mouth, but I'd already placed an explosive inside his head, so he just didn't have the chance to finish his animation. So it died before his animation could start. So at some point, I will fight the fire fiend again, and this time it's a lot more. I would say it's more difficult because there's a lot of room for it to move around. So it moves around a lot. So right here, this is the arena where I fight it. So here I'm gonna go to the right, pick up this item, run straight across, pick up another item, then come back to the middle and get the arrows. So this particular part I take avoids those fishes, so the fishes just don't attack me on that particular part I take. If you want, you could just run straight to the middle and fight the boss. Well, I needed some items. So yeah, this one makes it difficult because the arena is like opened up and there's water as well, or lava. So most of the time I got knocked down in the lava. And right there, once the enemy is stunned and you attack it, you need to make sure that you're prepared for it to surprise attack you with a grab. So here I was gonna use one of my life. Yeah, I was gonna use one of the spiritual life things, but my life was so low. I just decided that, you know what, let me just let the talisman of rebirth, just do its job. So as you could see here, it's a lot longer because he's just moving around and just wasting time, and I have to run across from one platform to the other. Right here, it's a bit too close to the edge, so I'm wary of attacking him, so I'm just using my Inferno to attack him right there. So after this, there's a bunch of mines. There's a bunch of mines just at the entrance right there. So I take out most of them. Otherwise, if you just run across, you would definitely die with a one hit multi explosion on you, and you're just dead. So you need to clear the path first before you could go forward. And here, this is when you get introduced to another set of enemies. This robotic female spider things. So you could just run past them, basically. Just run straight across. I'm using the tree stumps as reference or guides. So we're gonna face the wolf boss again, and this time he's brought along some horses. So right here I'm just gonna fully charge my ultimate technique. You always need to watch out for the grab. So apart from the horses, the extra horses, it's pretty easy. So right here is a good example of the windmill Shoryuken being used as a one-hit kill. So you fully charge it, then release it, and most of the time it kills the enemies with one hit. This particular enemies anyway, this set of spider female robots and the zombies that are coming up next. Right here, this stupid enemy spawned all the way back. Luckily it came towards me, so I didn't have to go back and fight it. Yeah, these enemies are pretty easy with the fully charged Xbox blade, but I still need to keep a lookout for the fire, the cannon fire, so I still need to make sure I'm prepared to block their attacks. So yeah, as you could see, I just have to wait for these enemies to spawn at this door. So once I kill all of them, I could go through the door and kill some more enemies, some more bugs. I had a feeling I killed the last of these enemies, but that's not the case. I have no idea if there's a faster way of breaking those whatever you call them, the blockades. I don't know if there's a faster way. So what I'm doing is just using ultimate technique and just breaking them apart. Right here, I made a mistake. I was meant to drop down using, I was meant to drop down faster using the heavy attack, but I got stuck and just fell down normally. So I'm fighting this guy again. He's more how do I say, more alert this time. So he's doing a lot more attacks than usual. So yeah, as it is, we're getting down to the final grind. So we're gonna fight so many enemies, and we're getting to the final boss. So I just need to stack up on essence and life essentials as it is. So, but basically in this level, I need to clear the enemies anyway to proceed. But otherwise, I still need to get as much essence as possible and as much life as I can. Right here, I just stick to the left try to hug the walls as much as possible. That way I avoided the fishes grabbing me. So that was successful. This particular boss, he seems to have more attacks happening and less recovery time, so he's basically barraging you with attacks. So I just have to try and block as much as I can and counter attack. And if I do see an opening, I just have to try and take it. Otherwise it's not too hard, but it's harder than his previous form. Luckily, I did not attack Elizabeth with this weapon, because as soon as the cutscene finishes, I was supposed to switch my weapon straight away, but it slipped my mind. So luckily I realized in time that I'm using the wrong weapon. So basically when I finished this run, I did get the weapons based record or so. So you would not see it in this particular run because I got it on the previous run. As it is right now, I'm actually low on supplies and I don't have enough money. And these final bosses are pretty hard. They cause a lot of damage. So I'm gonna have to be careful. From here on, I'm basically have to be careful and use the knowledge of the patterns or their patterns wisely. So this boss that I'm gonna fight right now, he floats in the air a lot, and in this particular run that I did, he stayed in the air most of the time, so it took so much. He wasted so much time basically by just staying in the air. As you can see, I can't really reach him while he's in the air, so I just have to wait for him to do his pattern and attacks and all that till he comes down. Then I could attack him. So for this particular instance, it was a waste of time. I don't know if there's a particular way you can get him down, or you just have to wait for him. Well, I just didn't find out a particular way of bringing him back down. So now that he's finally down, I just use my typical jump XY attacks. I almost died there, but even so, I would have been revived. I just didn't want my to use the rebirths, the talisman of rebirths early. I prefer if I used it during the last boss fight. So right here, this was a pain because his life is so low right now, and he decides to go back up in the air. So I just have to wait for him to come back down so I could finish him off. This first form of this greater fiend is actually quite easy. It took me a while to figure out the best way to attack it, but once I figured it out, it's pretty easy from there. So yeah, basically once you hit him, he spits out debris, and you need to avoid those debris because they could cause a lot of damage, and they are heavy attacks, so it would guard break you. So once you hit him, I think 3 or 4 times, he goes up, he ascends to a higher level. So then you have to do a little bit of platforming to get back on his level and attack him 2 more times. So basically you have to repeat this sequence 2 more times. Right here, for some reason, the hit detection was just off. You have to watch out for his tail, like his tail could cause you a lot of damage, so you have to block until he breaks away that opening. once again the hit detection was off, so you could see the arrows are actually going through his head, but it's not registering, so I have to get closer and closer. So now this is basically the final form. So there's a pattern I do here. Once you're close to him, he will try and grab you. So as soon as he does the animation to grab you, I jump and do the XY move. So I get the invisibility, he doesn't grab me, and unfortunately grab me there, and you see the damage it causes. And that move was terrible. Huge damage, killed me. So yeah, basically rinse and repeat. Just make sure it doesn't grab you. Otherwise, if it grabs you, he throws you, and he would come up to the platform and try and kill you. So from there, you could just attack him as well. The best thing is to make sure he does not fly off. So basically when he starts flying backwards and throwing fireballs at you, that's just a waste of time. So this pattern was pretty good, and I did not want to finish him with I did not want to finish him the normal way here, because that's just a longer animation. So there we go, that's Ninja Gaiden 2 on Path of the Warrior, sight only, no saves, no skip. Done. So thanks for watching. So yeah, I did get the weapons challenge after all. I thought I didn't get it. So yeah, just using sight only. I did get a speed challenge at some point, but I'm not sure if so. I just came to the leaderboard to see how I did. As it is, from the looks of it, it looks like I got the warrior speed, because these other guys did it on acolytes.